So hi all. So this is just a continuation of your previous session. So in this session also we are going to discuss about the software package management, but we are mainly going to discuss about the second utility, right guys? You understand in the previous session we have discussed about more about your RPM, that is your Red Hat Packet Manager. But in this session, we are mainly going to discuss about the YUM, that is Yellow Dog Updater Modified. Okay, this is very much a powerful tool, as same like RPM only, and this utility you can say is you can use it in most of the Linux operating system and in most of the Linux flavors will be there, right? So apart from this, some flavors are there. There are some different utility, but this particular utility you can use it in most of the flavor, right, guys? So YUM, what is YUM? So YUM is nothing but YUM is also a powerful software management tool for installing, uninstalling, verifying, querying, and updating software packages, guys. Okay, so same like RPM also YUM is there, but in YUM, before going to execute any command, guys, remember these things. Whatever the information I am providing over here is as per my real-time production environment experience as a Linux system administrator. Okay, so you can go ahead and with a full confidence you can do it in your production environment, guys. Okay, but be careful each and every time. I am making sure that you should not execute something which is going to harm your production environment. Now coming back to that point, as I said very clearly, YUM is nothing but this is a Yellow Dog Updater Modified, and this is also similar utility like your RPM, and it the job of YUM is also like installing, uninstalling, verifying, querying, and updating the software packages. So let's see how we can execute the command by using YUM. So there are different commands we can execute by YUM. Okay, like YUM list. If you want to list the available packages in the repository, YUM list installed is also there. To list the installed packages in the system, YUM list installed, and you need to give the particular package is installed or not. But before jumping into this one, it's not like RPM, guys. YUM you need to configure. Okay, so the thing is, before you execute any command in YUM, so listen very carefully, guys. What I said, before you are going to execute any command in YUM or by using YUM command, you need to configure the YUM repository, guys. I'm not talking about the cloud. I'm talking about the virtual machine as a VMware in the Linux system administration. Correct? So what you need to do is you need to configure the YUM server first. So there are two ways. First, you need to understand this one, guys. There are two ways to configure the YUM server. Means you have to create a repository, you have to create a workspace where you are going to keep all those RPM packages. Guys, are you able to understand my point or not? Just understand with a pictorial representation. Let me explain you what I am trying to explain over here, guys. Okay, so guys, just try to understand this one very carefully. Okay, listen very carefully, then only you will be able to understand how we can configure your YUM server, guys. Before you are going to do any operation with this YUM command, whether you want to install the software, whether you want to uninstall the software, whether you want to verify, query, or whether you want to update the software packages, it's not like RPM. You need to configure the YUM. Just try to understand with these diagrams, you will be able to understand. Suppose what is this? This is your YUM server. For example, I'm talking about this is our server. If I do ifconfig, so you are able to see this IP, right, guys? So if you want to execute any command which we were doing, if you remember, guys, if you what we were doing is like RPM, right? RPM hyphen QA, and if you want to see VSFTPD is installed or not, in the previous session I've clearly explained, right? So it's going to tell you VSFTPD is installed or not, right, guys? So it's going to give you the output over here, right? Are you able to understand my point? But in case of YUM, if you run any YUM command, like whatever I have shown you just now, you see this one, these are the commands for YUM. You cannot simply execute this command. Before executing this command, you need to set up a repository. So let me explain you what do you mean by repository. So first you need to understand repository is nothing but repository is a workspace or an area where you are going to keep all your RPM packages. Guys, just understand where you are going to keep all your .rpm packages. See, you cannot by default system is not going to give you these packages. Either you have to download these packages from somewhere through the internet, or either you need to create a workspace or area, right? So for example, I am talking about, if you are building a dam, right, or if you suppose, for if you are building a normal pond also, you have built the pond, so obviously the water is not going to come from somewhere, you need to store the water, right? If you are saving your lakes also, so what we are going to do, guys, so ultimately first you need to build a lake, or first you need to build a pond, so once the rain will start, the water is keep gathering over there. So same way here also, if you want to set up a yum server, okay, as a local machine, as a local server, this is not registered with the network, I'm telling you, I'm not going to fetch it anything from the internet as of now. So first I need to create a workspace or an area where I am going to keep all my rpm packages, because ultimately it will be your rpm packages, guys. Are you getting my point or not? Tell me yes or no, guys. Clear? It's like a reservoir, okay, it's like a space or a work area, like your tank will be there, right? Normally water supply in your home, there will be a big tank will be there, from there you are storing water, right? So same way here also, if you really wants to create a yum server, if you want to configure a yum server locally, I am talking about, not like you are getting from internet, or you are getting from the red hat network. This is locally, this is server, and this server only, if you want to make it as a yum server, then only you are going to use the yum command over here, guys. Just try to understand. In that scenario, suppose this server is 168, 195, 138 is there, so how you are going to make this server as your yum server? So for that we need to gather, or we need to copy all the rpms, okay, from where. So this part I'll show you step by step, from where we can gather, or when from where we can copy all your rpms to this server, guys. So this is one way, means locally if you want to set it up your yum server. Are you getting my point, guys? Understanding? So just try to understand. If you keep the rpm over here, like if you go to this path cd, like where ftp, okay, pub, you can see rhel6 over there. So here you can go rhel6, inside this one you can go, and here if you see the servers, okay, inside the packages, just go inside the packages. Is there yeah, you can see the packages are there. If you do ls, so you are able to see the rpm packages, right? So in yum also you are going to use by, if you are suppose installing a package, so extension will be .rpm only, guys. So your packages extension will be .rpm only, like .txt, right? Anything will be there. If you save a notepad, whether it's a notepad or whether it's a notepad plus plus, but the extension will be .rpm, correct? So some of the VLC media player extension will be .mp4. So the extension will be rpm. So if you want to keep all those rpm into a single place, so for that you need to create a yum server. For that you need to create a workspace, right, where you are going to keep up all these rpm packages, and you need to configure this yum server locally, and then only you are going to use this yum command for this particular server, guys. So this is one way. That's what I was talking about. See, if there are two ways to configure your yum server. What is that? So to configure yum server locally, so in that scenarios, make sure that the vsftpt package is installed or not. We need to install the vsftpt. If it is not installed, then we need to install it. Copy the entire rhel 6.7 iso.var ftp pub rhel 6.7 directory. This I'll show you how we can copy the entire see, we have already, while in the initial of the session I have shown you how to create a virtual machine, and how to, on top of that virtual machine, you have installed your operating system. So that same iso file we are going to use over here, and we are going to copy all the packages under this directory, guys, okay, under rhel 6.7. okay, now we need to make a repo file. That file, how to create a repo file, if you have to configure the yum server locally, that how we can achieve that one, that also I'll explain you. And then later on we can clear the yum cache and check the packages list using by yum command. So just understand again. So coming back to this diagram, so this is all about locally if you are doing. But what about the other way? So other way is nothing but that is called your global. Means what? You no need to do this much stuff. Normally in production environment, Nowadays most of the organization, yes, in some of the organization we need to do it like this, okay, but this thing is now taken care by Red Hat itself. Okay, but you have to, if you are not going with this one, so you need to go with something with Red Hat network. So just try to understand in this one. So you have your machine, same machine will be there here, you are not, no need to configure anything as of now, just try to understand. So Red Hat network will be there. Red Hat network is nothing but this is the website. Okay, Red Hat website is there. From the Red Hat website you have to create your username and password, guys. So those are like, you can say those are the paid services, because now Red Hat is licensed, correct? You guys also know Red Hat is absolutely licensed. So for that you will be getting those username password from the organization itself. I'll show you how we need, how we can achieve that one, guys. Okay, just try to understand. So that is going to be your global repository. There also Red Hat is already kept the packages and updated packages. They have a big repository. What we are trying to do as a locally, as a small scale, but Red Hat is already doing those stuff as a globally, means they have keep all these packages in their public cloud or in their cloud. Okay, so from there you no need to do anything, now everything is in cloud, guys, right? So why we need to do these many stuffs? But I am going to show you both the ways how we can configure the yum server. So in that scenario what you need to do is, you need no need to worry about anything. This particular Red Hat network is going to take care of the repository. You just need to get the username and password, and that username and password should be registered with this local machine. Okay, that is what we need to, guys. Okay, so this is what, if you really wants to configure the yum server in your local machine, you just need those username password, and you just need to subscribe for the from the Red Hat network, guys. That is a very simple way. Okay, you need, so this is a global repository. There also .rpm packages will be there. So that is the other way, guys. So let me show you both the way how we can configure the yum server, and then we are go ahead and then we can execute the commands. What all commands are there? You can see these are the commands, these commands, correct? So first, this is the second step what I have explained you just now. To configure the yum server by registering with RHN network, first check the system is registered with RHN network or not. Okay, now second is check the status of the system after registration. So there are few commands which we can execute in your local machine, guys. Subscribe the system with RHN network and clear the cache by using command called yum clean all, and then you need to update the repository with the yum list command, guys. So don't get confused. So we'll start with the first one, how we can configure the yum server locally, because these are the interview questions only they want to they they are expecting from your side, guys. This is the real thing, means this is the real thing. If you know about this thing, means you know what exactly happening background. Are you getting my point, guys? What I'm telling you, if you know how to configure a yum server locally, so obviously even if you are registering from the Red Hat network also, even if you are subscribing from the Red Hat network for all these packages, so you should be, so ultimately what will happen, so these packages are going to sync up with your local server. So ultimately you are pulling all these packages to your local server by registering your local server with your Red Hat network and subscribing with it. Okay, but what about the behind the scenes, means here Red Hat network, how they have configured their repository? But that thing we need to understand over here. This is why I'm telling you, first if you understand how we can configure the local server with yum means with yum configuration, how we can achieve this one, let me show you how we can configure your yum server. Okay, how we can create our own repository. And this is not like something, okay, this is something with yourself. Suppose again another machine will be there. This is the again another virtual machine is there. This is one more virtual machine, that is v2. Okay, so in this one ultimately what will happen then? So finally this is having some different IP. Guys, are you able to understand my point? Yes or no? So this is what, this is nothing but this is another virtual machine. Just now this machine is going to act as a client, right? So if you go and see all my lectures in your FTP server or DNS server or NFS, so there will be a server client configuration. So now this server is going to act as a main yum server, and you just need to point out this server with this one. Guys, are you getting my point or not? Yes or no? Are you able to understand my point? So then in that scenario, this server has to, you just need to give the this server particular URL inside this one, how we can configure. So you no need to put so much effort again doing installing packages in this client, again another virtual machine, again another Linux operating system will be this virtual machine will be there. Okay, and in this virtual machine you just need to point out this yum server which you have configured as your yum server. But the disadvantage, I'll tell you the main disadvantage why we should not go with this local yum configuration. The reason is each and every time you have to manually update the packages. So once you will store, right, obviously once you store the RPM packages, the workspace or area which you have created for your own purpose, for your organization, so each and every time you need to get all the latest RPM packages to this repository. That is what we need to do. Okay, but here RPM here the Red Hat itself will take care of each and everything, so you should not worry about that one. You just need to execute some command each and every time, so your yum server is up to date, guys. Okay, so your yum repository is up to date in your local machine. So this is the entire architecture, guys. Are you understanding my point? So this how we can create a local yum server, that also I'm going to show you, or how we can register with Red Hat network. So directly you can sync up with Red Hat network and you can pull all the latest packages to your local server. Both ways I'm going to show you, so you'll understand better. So let's directly jump into the topic without wasting the time, guys. So here as you see clearly, okay, so to configure the yum server there are two ways, guys. First, make sure the vsftpd package is installed or not. Okay, so let me show you, let me see how we can check the vsftpd is installed or not, right, guys? Correct. So how to check your vsftpd is installed or not, guys? So first thing what we need to do is rpm hyphen qa vsftpd, right? This is the command I have explained you in the previous. You can clearly see vsftpd is not installed, guys. Tell me, am I right or not? Correct. vsftpd is not installed at all. So what we need to do is we need to install the vsftpd package, guys. So how we can install the vsftpd package? It's very simple, guys. What we need to do is rpm hyphen ivh. Okay, and then so you can clearly see, guys, here I said very clearly, if you have to install this package should be there in your machine, virtual machine. You need to either you need to get this package before somehow, and either you can mount those part. I'll explain you how we can do that one, guys. So this package you need to install before configuring your UM server locally, guys. So rpm hyphen ivh is nothing, again I am telling you, it's a installation, then verbose and then hash. Okay, just install this package, guys. So you can see this package is installed now, right? Correct. The package is installing, right? So now the package is installed. If you run the same command what we have run just before to check a package is installed or not, so now you are getting this one, right? So your package is installed. What is the next step, guys? We need to do, the next step is copy the entire RHEL 6.7 ISO to var ftp pub RHEL 6.7 ISO file, because you need, this is a local repository. So from where you are going to get all those packages, those RPM packages. So for that, what we need to do before going into this one, first you need to create a directory. What directory I am going to do it? mkdir, as you said very clearly, in under this var ftp pub rhl 6.7. So rhl 6.7 you need to create, guys. So I am going to create a directory mkdir. Okay, under var ftp pub, and you need to give rhel underscore 6.7. So this directory I have created. So if you go inside this particular var ftp pub, so you are able to see here RHEL 6.7 is there. Now the next thing is you have to copy all the packages .rpm packages from where, from the ISO file. Okay, I said it very clearly. It's clearly mentioned from your ISO file or from the DVD, from where you have installed the Linux operating system, guys. So if you come over here, if you go to this virtual machine, just go here, okay, and just right click over here, just go to these settings, okay. So I'm telling you each and everything step by step, guys, how we can mount the ISO also. So are you able to see something over here, like, guys, Are you able to get the point? C, CD DVD, right? So in the CBD DVD, you just click on use ISO file. You just need to browse this ISO file. So what you have used while installing your Linux operating system, correct? I have shown you graphical installation during the graphical installation. So this DVD only, which is 6.7, you need to mount it over here. Okay. So this is for the virtual machine. If it would have a physical machine, then you need the DVD. From there you need to copy, and you just need to click on OK. That's it, done. Okay, so that particular thing is mounted, guys. Okay, are you understanding my point? Yes or no? Okay, so how we can see it is mounted or not? If you want to see it is mounted or not, you can see it under media. You remember what is the media directory? I have explained you. By default it is going to mount your CD, DVD and USB, the media drives, right? So if you can go under the media, so it is mounted here only. You can see ls. So see what we have just mounted, it is here only, correct? So if you go inside this one, so CD, just do RHEL, RHEL and do ls. So you are able to see all the packages over here. Okay, so if you go inside these packages, so we have mounted already, we have already mounted from the virtual machine. But the same thing what you need to do is you need to copy. Now you have to copy all these packages. Now the media, under the media, these packages are already there, which you have done just now, guys. Are you able to getting my point? Yes or no? If you have any doubt, you can ask me, or you can write it back to me, okay, via your message or mails. I'll try to answer as soon as possible. Just try to understand. So now it is already mounted on media. You just need to copy, you need to copy all the packages. How we can copy, guys? So let me show you how we can copy each and everything. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? So what we are going to do, how we can copy, guys? So and where we are going to copy, I said very clearly, you need to copy under RHEL 6.7. This is the path. So you are already there, you are already there. You can see the packages. Okay, inside this one, if you go inside this package, you are already inside these packages, guys. So now you need to copy all the packages. What we are going to do, dot, okay, all RPM. So start dot RPM, whatever the everything, it will be end with dot RPM. And because these are the packages, then you need to do RV. You remember there is one command I have explained you previously, right, guys? Or instead of doing this one, you can copy it. Ekdam simple you need to do it, guys. You no need to worry. This is very simple. CP hyphen RVFP, recursively, verbose, forcefully, because there will be directories also. So this is why I'm using P. Okay, and you are going to copy from where? Don't worry, take it from the media and RHEL. So from here you are going to copy entire thing. You are going to copy where? Under where FTP pub RHEL 6.7, enter. So it's going to take few time, guys. It's a time consuming. Okay, so because there are multiple packages will be there, which is going to copy under that directory. Okay, so you can see it's installing, guys, right? Correct. It's going to take time. So now you can see it's absolutely installed, right? So what we need to do now, you just go to this particular path. Okay, where FTP. Okay, just try to understand this one very carefully, don't get confused. Okay, where FTP pub, okay, under RHEL 6.7, correct? So here you are able to see all the packages are copied under where? Under your packages, right? If you go to under packages, so you are able to see this, guys, right? So now the next step is you need to install one package which is called create repo. Just search this package called create, okay, repo, this package, guys. Okay, so this package you need to install first, then you can do anything. So what you need to do, RPM hyphen, okay, and just do IVH and then install this package as a next step. So it's installing, guys. Okay, so its package is, it's telling conflict, means this package is already installed, it seems. Okay, so if it is so what we need to do is just try to see this package is installed or not. rpm-qa and create repo, correct? So just check this package is installed or not. So you can see this package is installed now. Absolutely. Okay. As a next step, what we need to do, guys, just remember this one very carefully. Okay. This is something which you need to understand. And this is very much important, guys. You should not get confused while doing this, guys. Okay. So you need to execute a command called create. Okay, just go to this either anywhere you come out of this one. Okay, here also you can do it, anywhere you can do it. Okay, you just need to do create, okay, repo and star, enter. Not star, it is dot. Okay, this you need to do it, guys. So very carefully you need to do all the steps while you have done this one. Okay, so once you have done with this command, guys, what is that command? You see clearly, create repo, right? Once you have done with this command, okay, what you need to do next is, it's very clearly that you need to go to this inside this directory called repo data. Okay, go inside this directory. Just check this file is created or not. This file will be required. That is repo pom d.xml, guys. Okay, so you need to see this file. Now come out of here. As a next step, I said you have done with your task. Okay, now the next thing is you need to create a repo file. Okay, so that repo file you are not going to get in this particular directory and in this particular path. So you can see we are done with the copy, we have done with the installing create repo and create repo dot. So that is the third step we have done. What is the next step? Make a repo file, whatever the repo file you want to make it. So I am going to make a repo file with the name called linux terminal dot repo under slash etc yum dot repos dot d. So this is the configuration file for yum repository. If you want to configure your yum server, so this is the default directory for yum, right? Slash etc will be all configuration file will be stored under this, right? So you need to move to slash etc yum dot repos dot d. So inside that you need to create a file, guys, with dot repo. Okay, so let me show you how we can achieve this one. Okay, so as I said, you are where, guys, now you are inside slash etc m.repos.d, right? So here you need to configure that repo dot file. So as I said very clearly, I am going to create the repo file with the name called linux terminal dot repo. So how I can create? So normally linux terminal, okay, dot repo. Okay, so I'm going to create with this name, and inside this one you have to put some values. What all those values are there, guys? So you should be very carefully while you are configuring. So in the square bracket you need to give your repository name. Okay, what is that repository name, guys? Over here is your repository name. You can give anything, so I am going to give as a linux. Okay, linux terminal. Okay, this is the repository name I am going to give. Okay, now the next thing is what you need to configure. You need to give the name. Okay, what is the name? You need to give it over here, guys. So you need to give the, understand this one very carefully, you need to give the complete name of the repository. So this is since a rhel. Okay, you can give it anything like whatever you are understanding. This is a red hat. Okay, this is a red hat, or you just give it like normally. Also you can give rhel 6.7. okay, this is the red hat enterprise linux. Also you can type it and you can give it that one. Now the next thing is your base url. This is most important, guys, so you should not make mistake while you are configuring this one. The base url. Okay, in the base url what you need to give, you need to give file colon slash slash, and then you need to give the path from where you are going to sync up to this local repository. So where we have copied all our, so if you remember we have copied under var ftp pub, correct? So you remember properly, right, guys? Under var ftp pub rhel 6.7, that is what the path is, where. So you need to give one more slash, that is var ftp, okay, pub and slash rhel 6 dot underscore, okay, rhel 6.7. You should make sure that you should not make any mistakes over like same. Okay guys, are you getting my point? Yes or no? Now the next thing is your enabled. Okay, you need to give enabled, okay, equal to 1. I'll tell you this one, let me write it down first. Okay, and then you need to write a gpg check. Okay, gpg check equal to 0. Now understand what is this enabled. So enabled is nothing but it is to enable or disable the repository. If you are giving 1, mean your repository is going to be enabled. If you are giving 0, then your repository is disabled. And gpg check is nothing with the gpg check option, all packages must be signed and your yum must be able to verify the signature on the packages from Red Hat, guys. So this is why we are giving gpg check. But most important is this, guys, so you should make sure this should not be any wrong. Okay, now save this file. You are done with this one. Again, now understand where you are, and you have created your own repo file. This is what we have done till now. Again, go ahead and check where, that is called your where. Okay, ftp and pub right here. So if you do ls over here, you are able to see this, right? Correct, rhl. And if you do complete, if you want to give the path absolutely correct, then what we need to do, you need to give rhl 6.7, just do pwd, copy this file, go back to the same directory where, so that is cd yum, okay, dot rep sorry yum dot slash etc yum dot repos dot d. Inside this one, just do a ls over here. So what is your file name, guys? Linux terminal, right? Just open this file, that is your Linux terminal repo. Correct. Now here what we need to give, you just give this path instead of this one. So if you have any doubt, you can give it like this. Shouldn't have any doubt. Now it's absolutely correct. Guys, are you getting my point? Yes or no? So here you should do it like this, give underscore or something like this, give rhl 6 instead of a Red Hat Enterprise Linux 6. That will be more better. Okay, so or this is the path absolutely correct. Now save this file. Now the next step, what the next step, I said it very clearly. You have done, you have created with the repo file, clean the yum cache and check the package list using yum command. How we can clean the cache, guys? So the command will be yum clean all. Okay, you just run this command, so it's going to, now you can see clearly, right? Cleaning repos, install media Linux terminal, cleaning everything. Now if you list all the packages in yum, if you want to list all the packages in yum, then this is the command, guys. Okay, so if you have to list all the available packages in the repository, then you can execute the command called yum, okay, repo list or yum list also. See, it's done, right? So now you have done, you have set it up your local repository, guys. Now you can see, you can execute any command with yum. Okay, so if you want to see a package is installed or not, okay, so this is how we can see. So if you want to see, the first thing is, if you want to see, to list available packages in the repository, what all available packages in the repository, so you just run a command called yum list. Okay, so it is going to show you all the packages which is available in the repository which we have created, the local repository. How we have created, so these are the packages, guys. Correct. So this is your own repository. You are not going to fetching from the Red Hat network. You have created your own yum server. Guys, are you getting my point? Yes or no? This is what just now we have configured. So let me explain you each and every command one by one. So if you want to see list of available packages in the repository, that we have seen, right? And if you want to list to list all the installed packages in the system, installed packages, okay, not the packages which is available, all the installed which is already installed in this particular Linux operating system. So for that the command is yum. Okay, and you need to give what, you need to give yum list installed. Okay, this is much more than easier than your rpm, guys. Okay, this is very much easier than your rpm. If you are habitual with this one, this is going to be very handy for you guys. Okay, so yum list, as I said very clearly, if you go to here and you can see to yum list install, to list all the installed packages in the system, yum list installed is the command, yum list installed. And either you can give pipe less or more, because it is more, so many packages will be there. So you can see it like this. So this, it's clearly telling, right, these are the packages, installed packages, which is already installed in your Linux operating system. You no need to install these packages. Okay, so these are the installed. If you run the command yum list installed, okay. But the next thing is, so you can just do a next page, so you can open with less command, okay, pipe less. These things I have explained you in the previous sessions, right guys, in the previous topics, correct. Now the next command, what is the next command is, guys, so yum list installed and the package name. So to check a particular package is installed or not, for a particular package is installed or not, just run this command yum list, okay, installed, and you need to give the package name. What is that package name? vsftpd, if you want to check. So you can see clearly it's telling, yeah, installed, this package is already installed for a specific package, okay. But if you see, if you want to just see telnet, okay, just see telnet, this package is also installed, guys, correct. And if you want to see, the main thing is python, okay. So you can see python is also installed now. So guys, these are the things which the commands which we have execute now to list available packages in the repository, or to list all the installed packages in the system by yum list install command. And for a specific package also, if you want to see yum list install and the package name, correct, that also we can check it. Let me tell you one more important point with this yum repository, guys, which is very much important, why this yum is so famous. If somebody is going to ask you, okay, this is the interview question, guys. If somebody is going to ask you what is the biggest difference between your rpm and yum, so the biggest difference between your rpm and yum is nothing but RPM is not going to resolve the dependency, but with the yum is going to resolve your all dependencies. I'll show you how it is going to resolve your all the dependencies. Right, guys. Are you getting my point? Yes or no? Okay. So that how we can achieve that one. That also I'll show you. Okay. Now coming back to here, the other commands also we can check it out with the yum command. Okay. So what is the next command is, guys, yum install. So what is this yum install? Like in RPM, if you want to install a package, you use RPM-IVH. But what about yum command? So in yum, if you want to install something, you need to use yum install, and you need to give the package name, guys. You can see over here, right? Yum install a package using by yum command, right, guys? Getting my point? Yes or no? Correct? Right, guys. So same like in RPM, if you have to install something, you are using RPM-IVH and then the package name. So here also, if you want to install any package, okay, so we can install that one. So I have given the command for that one very clearly, that if you want to install, then yum install is the command. To install a package by using yum command, yum install is the command. Yum install you need to give, okay, and you need to give the package name. Suppose this package you want to install, okay, RSH server or whatever, you just give RSH and then start. Now you will understand why the yum is different from RPM. Enter. So are you able to see anything, guys? Just try to understand. It's writing resolving dependency. This is the biggest difference between your RPM and yum, guys. Just try to understand. But in case of RPM, if you try to install this package, so it's going to give you error. What error you are going to get? That it is not able to resolve the dependency. So in that situation, yum is going to resolve the dependency. Okay, and what we are going to do over here is, so whatever the dependencies are also there with this RSS package, it's going to install all the packages. So before installing this one, so you see there it's asking or you also that whether you want to install yes or no. So I'll say no. So in the next most of the scenario, if you give star and you need to give y, so without prompting, this is why I just intentionally I wanted to show you how why I am using y. So this is why I'm using y. So without any promptation, it's going to install all the packages and it's going to resolve all the dependency. It's not going to throw any single error or dependency error, guys. This is why yum is more powerful than your RPM. Are you getting my point? Yes or no, guys? Tell me yes or no. Okay. So now you just need to do yes. So you can see now it's installed the packages. Correct? Correct? This is how, guys. An interview also they'll ask you what is the biggest difference in a nutshell if you want to talk about between your RPM and yum. So you need to tell RPM is not going to resolve the dependency, but your yum is going to resolve the dependency, guys. Correct? So you can see the package is installed. How we can see the package is installed or not? Again, you need to run the command called yum list installed, correct? And you need to give the package name. What is that? RSH, enter. So this is some error is coming, no issues with that one. Okay, so you can see now it's coming, right? It is telling you it is installed, right? The package is installed, that's it. What is that? Nothing is there. So now the next command, what is the next command, guys? So here also you can see, if you have to uninstall a package, if you have to remove a package, you just need to run a yum remove command. How we can do that one, guys? Yum remove. Okay, and if you want to install telnet, okay, uninstall telnet. So telnet, which we have already installed, you can see yum installed. Okay, installed yum list. Okay, this is the command, guys. Yum list. If you want to see a specific package is installed or not, telnet, correct? So you are getting telnet is installed. If you want to uninstall this one, just do yum remove. Okay, and you just need to give the telnet, correct? It's going to uninstall, done. Whether you want to, so why? Yes, I want to uninstall, done, correct? It is erased, it is uninstalled, removed. Now you run the same command telnet. So now you see it's error, no matching packages in the list, because you have uninstalled this one. So this is how we can uninstall the package by using yum command, guys, right? And if you want to update a package, if you want to update a existing package, how we can update a existing package by using yum update command, guys. Okay, just try to understand this one. Okay, so suppose VSFTPD is already, you can see it is installed, or RSH is also installed. So we are going to take VSFTPD only. So you just need to run yum update, okay, and VSFTPD, okay, run this one. So it's telling no packages marked for update, because VSFTPD is already up to date, correct? You no need to update. If something is update is required, if the package is already updated, you no need to update. But if it is not updated, then it's going to update that package, guys. Are you getting my point? Correct. Now you can check the same thing with what just now we have done, RSH, correct? RSH, enter. This is package is also up to date, guys. So this is how we can update a package. Okay, so now the next command is, which is also very much important. Okay, so this is all about your update. And if you want to see the information of a installed packages, suppose VSFTPD is already installed. So if you want to see this RSH, correct, just now we have installed, right? You just do info. So it's going to give you the complete install. This is the installed packages. Name is RSH. Architecture is x86 64-bit. Okay, version is 0.17. Release is this one. Size is this one. It is installed. From where this repo? It's your repository only. Correct? Correct, guys? So this is how we can check the information about the installed packages. Next two commands will be assignment for you. How you can install a group list. How to list and install a group of packages. That also you can do it. And if you want to install a group of packages, not a single packages, that how we can achieve that one, that also you can see it over here. Okay, guys, that also we can do it, correct? What is that in that one? So I am giving this assignment to you. If you have any doubt, any queries, please write it back to me. I'll try to answer as earliest as possible. So this yum group list and yum group remove, you need to do it from your end. Okay, take it as an assignment, complete this one. Okay, and you can revert me back also, guys. But this is the way, guys, how just now we have seen the first way to configure your yum server as a locally, which I have shown you here. Also you can see we have done with this one. Now I am going to show you in the upcoming session how we can configure with your Red Hat network. Okay, so this is how you can configure this one, your yum server. This is very much important. This is how it's working, your repository, your local repository, your local workspace, where you are going to keep all your RPM packages. But how we can achieve with the Red Hat network, that also I'll show you. Okay, that is the other way. So guys, and at the same time I have explained you what all commands we have execute with your yum, like same with the RPM what we have done, we have achieved with the yum command. So only thing I need to show you in the next session, that how to configure a yum server by registering with Red Hat network, right, guys? And remember, again I am telling you that what is the biggest difference between your RPM and yum is nothing but it's a very important point, that RPM is not going to resolve the dependency, but your yum is going to resolve the dependency. So guys, thank you for watching this video. And if you have any doubt, any queries, you can write it back to me. I'll try to answer as earliest as possible. Thank you.